Hi, this is Tutor Nick P, and this is Proverbs 148. The proverb today is, you get what you pay for. Okay, let's take a look at the note here. The proverb basically suggests that the quality of a product is usually related to the price, or directly related to the price. It is used both ways, sometimes to mean that if you want good quality, you must expect to pay for it. We also use it to criticize cheap products in which the quality is very poor, especially if it breaks quickly or gets damaged too easily. Even though I probably agree that this is true very often, I do believe there's some exceptions to the rule. Once in a while you can just find a really good deal and maybe you get much better quality than the price you're paying. And vice versa, sometimes you could pay for something and say, oh, why did I buy this? Why did I pay so much for this? The quality is just as cheap as, something I could have paid less for. So I do come across that. Even though as a general rule, it is probably true. Most of the time, I do believe if you're, a good shopper, if you're a wise shopper, a thrifty person, sometimes you can find deals that are, that's better than this. Sometimes you get good deals for a really cheap price, or, if you're not careful, it could go the other way. Anyway, let's continue here. Some attribute this proverb to a quote by the famous author Kurt Vonnegut. He definitely did say it in one of his books. But to be honest, I think this proverb's been around a lot longer, maybe in other cultures. Might be worded a different way. Maybe in English this is the first time we came across it like that. But I think it's kind of an older quote that's been around in many, many languages and many cultures before. Okay, so anyway, let's continue here. We have 3 examples. Example number 1. Don't try to do it on the cheap, cut a lot of costs too cheaply. Remember, you get what you pay for, meaning that if you do it on the cheap, maybe people will notice, or the quality of whatever it is that you're doing may reflect the price that you paid. Okay. Or number 2 here, that chair broke after you only used it for a few times. Again, we often use it in the negative sense to mean that, something breaks easily. I'm not surprised. You get what you pay for. So you paid too cheap a price and it broke. See, you kind of deserve it because you should know better. Okay. Or number 3 could be used again in this way. I prefer to pay more for quality. Maybe somebody might say that. I believe in the proverb, you get what you pay for. Or maybe they think the quality, it'll stay good and last so long that maybe, this one item might outlast 4 or 5 other items of the same type that you paid too cheap a price for. Anyway, I hope you got it. I hope it's clear. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.